Hello, my name is Dieter and I'm very excited about the release of version 2 of the Syliance ITSM portal, the first ever available alternative to the self-service portal for System Center Service Manager. Today I'm going to talk about the new features that we have made available in the new version of the Syliance ITSM portal. We at Syliance have made major investments in the areas of service and request offerings, work items. We have also added new languages and have done some other improvements and bug fixes to the product. Let's get started with the service catalog and what you can do with service and request offerings using version 2 of Syliance ITSM portal. First of all, let me introduce the Advanced Request Offering Editor. In order for the new features to be configured, the Syliance ITSM portal introduces the Advanced Request Offering Editor, which is available in the Service Manager console. Using the Advanced Request Offering Editor, you can configure advanced options such as conditional questions, multiple mappings, repeating tables, default values, custom relationships, and so on. I'm going to talk about all these features in a bit. Conditional questions is a great new feature that we have introduced in version 2 of Syliance ITSM portal. Conditional questions allow you to hide or show particular user prompts only if certain conditions are met. In other words, any user prompt can depend on the answer of any of its preceding questions. As you can see on the right-hand side, the question "Select the desired software" is only shown if the question "Do you want to select software for this computer?" is answered with yes. Repeating tables is another great feature that allows you to ask a set of questions, a set number or infinite number of iterations. In other words, you can add multiple line items to one single service request using repeating tables. In the example which you can see on the right-hand side, the end user can order hardware components like 2 monitors. These 2 monitors can then be added to the service request, and the user can add more hardware components such as a new laptop plus a docking station, all within one single service request. Multi-mapping is a feature your admins will love, and especially the users working in the Service Manager console. With multi-mapping, you can map multiple questions to one single property on your work item. As you know, in a request offering, each user prompt has to be mapped to a property of the work item. Now, instead of establishing a one-to-one mapping, with the Syliance ITSM portal, you can use many-to-one mappings. On the right-hand side, you can see an example where the first and last name, which are actually user prompts in the request offering, have been mapped to the description field of the service request. Plus, you can add static text to the mapping as well, such as first name and last name in this example. The result is that the analysts working in the Service Manager console can see all the information required to actually work on the service request in the description field. And of course, instead of the description field, you can use any other field that is compatible with the data type of your user prompts. Syliance ITSM portal also allows you to configure default values for prompts. We support prompts of type text, date, integer and decimal, enumeration list, simple list, and Boolean questions. A good example on the top, on the right-hand side, is a default value on a date prompt, where you can actually use relative dates as well. And just like with default values, we also allow a lot of advanced options to be configured on query results. The screenshot on the right-hand side shows you which options are available. These options are custom relationships. This is very important if you would like to create on-behalf requests. In other words, you could add a user picker to your request offering, which allows the secretary to pick the boss because she would like to create a request on behalf of the boss. Now, without the Syliance ITSM portal, you would have to use custom workflows to then actually copy the user to the affected user of the underlying work item. With the Syliance ITSM portal, you can map the query result to a custom relationship. In this example, you would map it to the affected user relationship. And last but not least, you can also map one query result to more than one relationship. Prevent preloading of results is very useful if you have query results which return a lot of data. With this option set, the Syliance ITSM portal will not preload the results, but instead the user will have to type and search for items in the list. This results in much faster loading times of the portal. Automatic expansion of results is useful if a query result only returns a few items. With this option set, all the available items will be displayed in a table so that the user can see them all at once and pick the desired options. Last but not least, you can also set the portal user as a default value for any query result which is bound to the user class. This is again very useful if you create an on-behalf request, but still you would want the currently logged on user to be the default value for the affected user. Moving on to work items. The Syliance ITSM portal introduces two brand new activities that you can not only use in the portal, but are also very powerful when used in the console. The first activity is checklist activities. A checklist activity is very similar to a manual activity, but in checklist activity, the operator is required to confirm that certain actions have been completed. And the user actually has to check all the individual items inside the checklist activity, and when the last item is checked, the activity will be set to completed. On the right hand side, you can actually see a good example where we use checklist activity to set up a new workplace. Checklist activities can not only be used from the Service Manager console, but you can also use the Syliance ITSM portal to work on checklist activities. The next type of activity is the form filling activity. A form filling activity allows you to chain multiple request offering into one service request. So basically you would use a form filling activity inside an activity workflow and ask a person or group to provide additional information to a request offering. A good example would be that you require the HR department to provide more information on a service request about a new employee joining the company. The form filling activity will then be assigned to the Human Resource Department, and when they go to the portal, they will find the form filling activity under My Open Activities and can then fill the form, which is a request offering that is bound to the form filling activity. When the Human Resource Department has filled the form and submitted the data, the actual answers will be added to the already existing service request before it moves on to the next activity in the workflow. Languages. The Syliance ITSM portal in version 2 now supports 12 languages out of box. These are Danish, Chinese simplified, Dutch, English, German, French, Italian, Norwegian, Brazilian Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, and Swedish. Moreover, we have done some other improvements to the version 2 of Syliance ITSM portal. First of all, we have added a new theme to the Syliance ITSM portal, a theme named Blue, which is a little bit of a lighter version to the already existing theme that Syliance ITSM portal version 1 was shipped with. If you do a fresh install of Syliance ITSM portal, the installer will actually ask you which theme you would like to apply, and then you can use this theme as a starting point to actually do your own customizations to the portal. Other improvements include the option to open request offerings directly. When you set this option on a request offering, the details page will be skipped, and when the end user clicks on the request offering, the user will be taken directly to the form, thus saving one click for the end user. If you're using photos in Active Directory, the Syliance ITSM portal will actually display the picture from the Active Directory user account in the header of the page. Syliance ITSM portal version 2 also introduces the capability of creating request offerings for change requests. This allows you to actually create change requests by end users using the service catalog published to the Syliance ITSM portal. Also, we have done some improvements to the license checking algorithm, especially when licenses are overcommitted. We have fixed a couple of bugs and also invested in improving the overall performance of the Syliance ITSM portal. This concludes this presentation. I hope you love the new features that we have brought to you in version 2 of the Syliance ITSM portal. Please visit our website at www.syliance.com for more information on the Syliance ITSM portal. You can request a trial version, which is for free and valid for 30 days, to try out all the new features in your own environment. Thank you and have a great day.